Okay, so have you ever stopped to think about English? Like, what actually makes it English? Is there really just one, you know, correct way to speak it?
Hmm.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into this really interesting, almost revolutionary idea, world Englishes.
Yeah, it's the concept that really challenges what a lot of us were probably taught about uh, standard English.
Exactly.
And that's really our mission here today. We want to kind of push against that old idea of a single standard
Hmm.
and show just how incredibly varied English is across different cultures.
Right.
And maybe more importantly, why embracing all that diversity isn't just, interesting trivia. It's actually essential.
Essential for what, exactly?
Well, for really communicating effectively, for learning better, and honestly, for making real connections in this, super globalized world we live in.
That makes sense. And to help us sort of explore this, we've drawn on some really great insights from a British Council English podcast.
A really solid source. Lots of expert viewpoints in there.
Yeah, definitely. And we've tried to pull out the most impactful bits for you. So shall we jump in?
Let's do it. So, first things first. What are we talking about with global English or world Englishes?
Good question.
At its heart, the big idea is that English isn't just one thing. It's not monolithic. It actually lives and breathes in lots of different equally valid forms all over the planet.
That's the key phrase, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's a real shift away from thinking, oh, I need to sound exactly like that specific type of English.
Hmm.
It's much more about acceptance of variety.
And it's global, not just in terms of geography, right? Like you mentioned Nigeria, Singapore, Jamaica.
Exactly. But it's also global in how it's used. Our source material really emphasizes this. Think about business, education, science, diplomacy.
It's the lingua franca in so many fields.
It really is. It's pretty much the most widespread language globally in almost every way you can measure it.
Wow.
And there's a deeper layer here, too. This whole idea of world Englishes, it acts as a kind of counter movement,
Counter to what?
counter to older ideas about, colonization and forcing one standard on everyone, what some people call linguistic imperialism.
Ah, right.
So World English is about appreciating how the language has actually grown organically differently in all these diverse places.
Yeah.
Sort of a decentralizing force.
Decentralization. That's a strong word. But let's be real, a lot of learners still aim for what they see as a gold standard.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That idea is deeply ingrained for many. For ages, people have been told, American or British English is the target, the benchmark.
But here's the kicker, and this really surprised me from the source. Unlike Spanish, say with its Royal Spanish Academy, the RAE, which literally decides what words get in the dictionary, English has nothing like that. No central authority.
It's true. No Royal Academy of English telling you what's in or out.
So who decides?
Well, that's the fascinating part.
Yeah.
Nobody and everybody.
Ah.
This lack of a central rulemaker is actually, you could argue, English's biggest advantage. It means the language is alive.
Yeah.
It's constantly changing, emerging, adapting naturally. Like, think about Gen Z slang.
Okay.
The source mentions slay becoming an Oxford Word of the Year. Once enough people start using a word or phrase widely,
It just becomes part of the language.
pretty much, it challenges the whole notion of right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
If loads of people use it and understand it, then, well, it is English. Language just grows.
That's a completely different way of looking at it. Not like a fixed set of rules, but more like a flowing river adapting to the landscape.
Exactly. And that river flows everywhere. Which brings us back to the global spread. English isn't just for the UK, US, Australia, the traditional Anglosphere.
Right. The source mentioned it's official or co-official in 88 countries.
88. It's staggering. Places like India, Nigeria, Singapore, Belize, huge parts of the Caribbean.
And it's not just the same English everywhere, is it?
Not at all. That's the beauty of it. In these places, English has evolved in really unique ways over time. It's developed its own literary traditions. Famous writers, poets.
Film, music.
Absolutely. Film, music, everything. It all carries the specific flavor of that country expressed through English. Because language isn't separate from life, is it? It's culture, is how we show who we are.
You can really see that with Caribbean Creoles. The source specifically mentioned Jamaican Creole, calling it a beautiful mixture.
A mixture of what? Hindi, German, Chinese, French, all woven together with English.
Incredible.
It's powerful proof of how language just adapts and merges. Because what's the point of language, ultimately?
Communication.
Exactly. Getting your meaning across. And sometimes that happens in really unexpected ways, like that TikTok phrase, Habibi, come to Dubai.
Yeah, I know that one.
Right? Even if you don't speak Arabic, you probably get the gist of Habibi now. It's gone global. People understand it. It just shows how expressions catch on and spread, no rule book required.
Okay, so this all sounds fascinating theoretically, but what does it actually mean for people listening? Learners, teachers, professionals?
Ah, yes, the practical side. This leads us straight into something educators are increasingly talking about. The fifth skill.
Fifth skill, after reading, writing, listening, speaking.
Correct. Intercultural competence, or sometimes called intercultural communication skills.
Oh.
And the point is, this isn't just a nice to have anymore. It's becoming really essential for actually succeeding in today's global workplaces, or even just when you travel.
So it's not just about speaking English, but understanding which English and how to navigate the differences.
Precisely. You need that extra layer of awareness and adaptability.
So for a learner, what's the real benefit of getting exposure to all these world Englishes?
Well, several things. First, it just broadens your whole understanding of the language itself, makes you more sensitive to all the variations out there.
Right.
And maybe most importantly, it kind of dismantles those old hierarchies. It validates your way of speaking English wherever you're from, your background, your accent. It's just as legitimate.
That's quite empowering.
It really is. But here's something that might surprise you. It's not just learners who need this. Even so-called native speakers can struggle.
Really? How?
Well, the source shared this great little story about an American guy in Saudi Arabia. He couldn't order food because the staff spoke Indian or Bangladeshi English, and he just wasn't used to it, couldn't understand them.
Wow.
Or think about, say, Spanish professionals in a meeting with Brits who use loads of very local slang or idioms. Communication can break down surprisingly easily.
So even if English is your first language, you still need this intercultural competence.
Absolutely. To communicate effectively across diverse groups, yes. It's not just about sending the message, it's about making sure it's received as intended.
That really flips the script. It leads to this idea of empowerment, like you said. English is a tool.
A tool for anyone.
Yeah.
Anywhere, for whatever reason they need it. And you are in control of how you use it. Your English is valid. Period.
Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Okay, so if we accept all this, it must have big implications for how we, teach and test English.
Huge implications. Think about current tests, like IELTS. The listening sections often have a pretty narrow range of accents, right?
Yeah, usually British, American, maybe Australian.
Exactly. So future tests might need to include listening examples from, say, India, Nigeria, Singapore, the Caribbean, all over.
And maybe change how they mark things, be more accepting of different pronunciations or dialects?
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
Accepting more variation. There's even talk of maybe context-specific tests, like if you're planning to work in Singapore.
Your test might focus more on Singaporean English.
Exactly. To see if you can function effectively in that specific context.
That makes a lot of sense. And what about teaching? How do you bring this into the classroom?
Well, one approach mentioned is drip feeding.
Drip feeding.
Yeah, instead of one lesson on world Englishes, you weave it in constantly. Maybe dedicate one class a month to English from a different region, explore the geography, the history, the culture alongside the language.
So you normalize the diversity. It's not an extra thing. It's just part of English.
Precisely. And sometimes it can be super targeted. The source had that example of Spanish employees needing to work closely with their IT team in India.
Ah, so they specifically learned aspects of Indian English.
Yes, to communicate better for their specific jobs. It shows how understanding these variations can directly improve collaboration and efficiency. It's very practical.
Okay, so for someone listening right now, how can they start building their own confidence with all this? How do they engage with world Englishes?
Great question. First step, just be conscious about it. Actively seek out different dialects when you're listening or reading.
So don't just stick to the same news sources or podcasts.
Mix it up. And when you watch movies or TV shows, pay attention to the accents, where they're from, do a little digging. You'll quickly realize there's no single American or British accent anyway.
True, the regional variety, even within those countries, is huge.
Massive. And finally, probably the easiest way today, social media.
Ah, yeah, good point.
It's just naturally full of content creators from everywhere speaking English in all sorts of ways. It's an amazing organic resource for exposure.
Yeah, the digital world really does connect us to that diversity. So bringing it all together then, English isn't this fixed, static thing.
Not at all. It's alive, it's dynamic, it's constantly being shaped and enriched by everyone who uses it all around the globe. It's less like one standard, more like a beautiful, complex tapestry.
A tapestry of equally valid forms. I like that. So maybe the final thought for you, listening at home, is this. How might really leaning into this diversity embracing world English is, how might that not only make you a better communicator, but also maybe deepen how you appreciate other cultures, make new connections, and will just open up new possibilities in your life, personally and professionally?
Yeah, something to really chew on. It's about more than just language.
Absolutely. Well, we hope this deep dive has given you some real food for thought on whose English it is anyway.